This is the Gotrax Roan 20-inch folding electric bike, and my first thought was that it looks simple in the best way. Compact, clean lines, nothing flashy, and clearly designed to be used every day. I went in a little skeptical about two things: folding durability and hill power. But after putting several rides on it, commuting, running errands, and a weekend test on mixed paths, I've got a clear picture of what it does well and where you should set expectations. Key features that made the biggest difference for me start with the motor and the weight. The Roan runs a 350W hub motor that can peak at 500W. In plain terms, that's enough to get you off the line quickly and up moderate hills without feeling like you're grinding. It won't rocket you up steep climbs without effort, but on neighborhood grades and rolling terrain, it stays lively. I used pedal assist levels 2 and 3 most of the time. For anyone new to e-bikes, pedal assist, often shown as PA05 on the screen, tells the bike how much electric help to give while you pedal. At PA2, I cruised comfortably and saved battery. At PA3, I matched city traffic on commerce streets and had no trouble holding a steady pace. The weight matters more than I expected. At about 45 pounds, the Roan feels truly manageable. I carried it up a short flight of stairs and into a small trunk without straining, and that's not something I can say about many folding e-bikes. Some larger wheel models can hit 70 pounds and up, which is a different experience. Fine once you're rolling, but a pain whenever you have to lift them. The Roan keeps things practical. It folds down cleanly, the pedals fold as well, and the latch hardware feels solid instead of wobbly. I've used folding bikes that creak at the hinge or flex when you push. This one locks together with a reassuring snap. From my experience, the frame, latch, and cockpit hinge are tight and confidence-inspiring. When it's unfolded and locked, it rides like a regular compact bike, not a hinge on wheels. I care a lot about ride feel, and small wheels can be a mixed bag. The 20-inch rims here, paired with roughly 2.25-inch wide tires, struck a good balance. You get quick handling for city riding and enough tire volume to take the sting out of rough pavement and the occasional curb ramp. On crushed gravel and park paths, I dropped the speed a bit and it stayed stable, no sketchy twitchiness. For anyone unsure about tire width, 2.25 inches is wide enough to give grip and comfort without dragging you down or feeling sluggish. Braking is straightforward and strong. The Roan uses disc brakes front and rear, which means you get consistent stopping power in dry or damp conditions. For newcomers, disc brakes grip a metal rotor at the wheel hub instead of squeezing the rim, and they usually require less hand force and offer better control, especially when you're carrying extra weight. Speaking of weight, the posted payload is 264 pounds. I loaded the rear rack with a pair of full grocery bags, rode home over a couple of short hills, and the bike felt planted. The rack and hardware didn't rattle, and the brake lights kicked on when I pulled the levers, which is a nice safety touch. Controls are easy to learn. The color LCD is large and clear, and the buttons are exactly where my thumb expects them to be. Hold the power to turn it on, tap plus or minus to move through assist levels, and a quick press toggles the headlight. In my opinion, the less I have to think about the interface, the safer and happier I am in traffic. This one checks the box. The readout is visible in bright sun, and the headlight is bright enough to be seen and to light up dark side streets at a cautious speed. The tail light reacts to braking, which drivers behind me noticed at dusk. Fit and comfort are better than I expected from a folding frame. The seat post has plenty of range, and the handlebar height is adjustable enough to dial in a neutral posture. I'm average height and ended up with a slightly upright stance that made it easy to look over parked cars and check crosswalks. The saddle is on the firm side but not harsh. With tires at a sensible pressure, I had no problem with a 45-minute ride. If you're very tall or very short, the adjustability here should still get you close to your sweet spot. Let me circle back to power and range from a practical angle. With a 350W continuous motor, don't expect it to mash extreme hills without your help. On the steepest pitch near me, I dropped to PA4, downshifted, and added some steady pedaling. It climbed without drama, just not fast. On normal routes, PA2-3 felt plenty, and the bike stayed quiet aside from the light whir of the hub. Since battery behavior depends on rider weight, wind, terrain, and assist level, I won't toss out a hard number, but I did several errand runs plus 2 medium-length rides on mixed paths before I needed to charge. If range is your top concern, ride at Pa-2 most of the time and save the higher levels for hills or headwinds. The little details add up. The folding pedals shave an inch or two when you pack the bike, and they don't feel flimsy underfoot. The rear rack is actually usable, not just for show. Cable routing is tidy, and nothing snagged when I folded it. The frame has the kind of stiffness that makes a compact bike feel responsive. No odd frame wag, no mystery clunks. I also appreciate that the components they picked are common sizes, which makes future maintenance less of a hunt. It's perfect for city riders who want an e-bike that won't dominate their hallway, car, or garage. It's also a strong fit for campers and RV owners who need something that folds, rides like a real bike, and can handle a mix of paved and light gravel paths. If you're new to e-bikes, here's a quick mental model. A 350 W-class hub motor equals confident everyday riding, especially when paired with reasonable weight, and the Roan nails that formula. From my experience, the biggest surprise was how put together the folding system feels. I expected a little flex or a rattle. Instead, the hinge locks are stout, the cockpit stays aligned, and the bike tracks straight even when I'm standing up to pedal. The second surprise was how much the lighter weight matters in daily life. Lifting it in and out of a hatchback or up a few steps no longer feels like a chore, and that means I actually use it more. In my opinion, the Gotrax Roan's value comes from a simple set of strengths: practical power, honest portability, and thoughtful safety features. You get a real headlight, reactive brake lights, dual disc brakes, a usable rack, and an easy interface, all in a package that's easy to live with. The 20-inch wheels and 2.25-inch tires keep it nimble without being twitchy. The motor has enough punch for daily use, and the build doesn't feel compromised by the fold. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a dependable commuter or leisure bike, needs it to fit in a small space or a compact car, and prefers an easy learning curve. If your rides are mostly flat to moderately hilly, you'll be happy. If you're tackling long, steep climbs every day or you want a super plush ride over rough trails, you might look at bigger tires or a higher torque setup, but that's a different category. In conclusion, the Gotrax Roan hits a sweet spot. Light enough to carry without a fight, strong enough to handle daily miles, and equipped with the features that make real-world riding safer and easier. It's not trying to be a motorcycle. It's a smart, compact e-bike that respects your back, your trunk space, and your time. From my experience, it's the kind of bike you'll actually use because it removes friction from the routine: fold, load, ride, repeat. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own Roan tips in the comments. Thank you for watching.